Good evening. My name is Norman Murray from Learning for Success. Just like to welcome you all to Are You Frustrated with Your Performance Management? And tonight we're going to look at a number of issues around performance management, what makes it frustrating for you, as well as what we propose to do about it. So, what you're looking for is a performance management system that will actually improve performance around the business, that is relevant to the individuals, aligns the organizational goals with the individual goals, so it's more relevant, engaging, and interesting for people. Some of the clients that we work with, some great clients. So what makes performance management frustrating? Some feedback we've had from some of our clients. Can take up valuable staff time, so it becomes frustrating. Can seem old-fashioned, clumsy, or clunky and paper-based, or even the paper-based system has been put online. It's not tailored to the individual, team, or division, so it's not seen as relevant or engaging or interesting. And quite often, managers complain to me that they have to do it as a tick box exercise because HR tell them they've got to do it. There's no feedback to affirm or adjust behaviours, and no measurement in place, including that of our culture. And something else we found, there's no SMART goals or ongoing coaching conversations as part of the process. This all makes it a dud, makes it a process that people don't want to be engaged in. So why review performance? To make people feel valued. That's the number one. You should be saying, you're doing a good job. We like what you're doing. There's a few tweaks that need to happen, but you're doing well. It also enables you to set new goals. Enables you to deal with and resolve minor grievances. Also, something else we believe, that it strengthens the bonds and the relationships between managers and team members, because we strongly believe that relationships plus resources equals results. And in many instances, resources are fixed for managers, and it's only the relationships that are variable. It enables you to refocus your team and prioritize on the things that need to happen. It gives you, the manager, oversight and on current projects, and again, able to prioritize within those projects. Enables you to assess training needs of your team. And sure, eggs is eggs. Once a year is not enough. Your organization's changing too much, and individual jobs are changing too much. So what is it you're looking for? Feedback from our clients tell us that you're looking for clear employee objectives, followed by effective performance measurement process, supported by meaningful analysis of results that leads to constructive conversations about performance, feedback, and training. So why choose us to help you with your performance management? Well, as Steve Jobs says, start with the customer and work back to the technology. We start with what you want and we work back to the technology. That's one reason. The second out of three reasons is we believe we're probably the cheapest on the market. Yet It's fully functional with reports for all your senior managers. And thirdly, saves time and is easy to use because you design it. So what does our system do? It gives peer and upward performance reviews, a holistic view of someone's performance, which makes it more objective and cuts down bias and favoritism. It's tailored to the individual, so it's much more relevant, engaging, and interesting for that individual. There's immediate feedback, so you can affirm or adjust behaviours in real time. Dynamic goal setting, so one part of the organisation can set goals and it doesn't affect other parts of the organisation. It also links measurable performance feedback to training. So this is the landing page that we have. And one of the feedbacks we've found from our customers is people don't like to be appraised. So don't do it. Call it developing your potential, unlocking your potential, making the most of your potential. Each employee gets their own username and password so they can log in. But we would use the picture you wanted as the background. We would use your logo and the colours within your organisation, so you would have ownership of it. This is a team member, the team leader's team. And you'll notice straight away there's the online tutorial. So everyone gets the same information at the same time, which cuts down costs, cuts down time. People aren't away from the business. Each team leader gets a list of his or her team members. So again, the team leader knows who's in their team. There's the ability to create reports. There's all kinds of different reports from different start times, different end times, different appraisees, different appraisors, different departments. You can change the password, log out, also send notes in real time. So if someone does something really well, you can say, well done, like that presentation, this is what I got from it. Maybe next time a presentation you do it, you might want to consider this, but I thought it was a really good presentation. So each team member gets their own port of call here. And within that, their own appraisals are kept here. So it's all kept in one place. You tell us the frequency you want the performance to take place, whether it's quarterly, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever it is. The ability to write notes. So both the team manager and the team member can make notes. If it goes past the due date, it changes colour. So again, the team member and the team leader knows there's a conversation missing. So shall we have a look at someone's performance review? We put their name at the top and their job title. This immediately creates ownership. This is their document. And they can do 3 types of appraisals. They can do the classic manager to employee. They can do peer-to-peer appraisal. So anyone within that person's division can have an input into their performance, and they can have an input into this person's performance. and upward feedback. They can have upward feedback, which again cuts down bias, makes it more factual, makes it more interesting. Section A is the general section. And in here, we would strongly recommend putting the issues around your organization's cultures and values, because we strongly believe that culture and values help drive behavior. Harvard Business Review article clearly states that performance management is one of the senior contributing factors of people's behavior within an organization. And in this general section, we'd put as many questions as you wanted that would elicit the behaviors you're looking for to help drive the business. And we can have across the top, strongly disagree, disagree, mixed, agree, strongly agree, or not applicable. Or we could have numbers across the top, whatever you want. And we would suggest giving that section a heavy weighting of perhaps 60%. This section is the performance of core responsibilities. This is taken from the job description. Now, I don't know about other people around the world who are linked into this webinar this evening. In our country, job descriptions tend to be given out as part of the first few days of an employee's job when they first start, and then it's read and then goes into a filing cabinet, and it's never ever seen again. It never sees the light of day. What we're suggesting is we take that and we put it as part of the performance review, because this is what you're reviewing people's jobs on, their job description. Now, in the real world, job descriptions change, but that's great, because if I'm being appraised, I would say to my boss, excuse me, boss, this is my job taken from my job description, but I'm doing a lot more of this work and that work. Can we change it so it more truly reflects the job I'm doing? And we put in whatever number of questions you wanted to reflect the job. And we'd suggest giving that a weighting of perhaps 30%. But you would need to tell us. This section is the metrics section, where jobs are easily measured. This cuts down bias and favoritism. Now, I don't know about people from around the world, but in this country, there are lots of instances of bias and favoritism. And I know from working around the world, that's true as well in other organizations. But this helps cut that down. So we put in the parameters of what makes an excellent job in percentage terms, perhaps, or numbers, and the numbers of where it would need improving. So it gives the person some room to grow and gives them a definite area that they need to hit. And we put in whatever metrics you want from as the organization. The next to last section is the free-form section. So this is a simple Word document, and it reflects the person's job that they're doing that's not reflected in KPIs, key performance indicators. So it's the nuances of people's jobs. So, for example, they might be very good at getting the team to go out for a team lunch, or getting the team to take on a team charity, or someone might be very good at being what we would call a buddy, where they've done the organization induction, but they're kind of inducted into the team. As one of our clients said, it's the glue that keeps the team together. And that's exactly it. So what's the person's strengths? What's the overall areas? And what's the overall comments? So it keeps it very positive. The last section is the growth section. And right at the very top of this slide is, again, a document that outlines goals and the importance of goals to the organization. So what is the goal that goes in there? What is the plan to meet that goal? What is the time frame to meet that goal? And how will the goal be tracked and measured? Now, by encouraging managers to use those 4 boxes, we're encouraging them to make them SMART goals. Simple, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And we're amazed at how many goals aren't SMART in organizations. Another side effect of this is it really encourages managers to be much more coaching focused, because their job is to get their staff to achieve their goals. That's a key job of a manager, to get their staff to achieve the goals. So the managers by default have to become much more coaching orientated. And at the bottom, there's a little box. If it hasn't finished the conversation, if you finish the conversation, you click calculate and save. Then up will come a number. And that number tells the person how well they've done out of 100. Which is all fine and well. But if I'm being appraised and Harry or Shivanka or Laura, you're my boss, I might say, I seem to have only scored 70 out of 100. I think I've worked really hard this quarter, so I'm a little disappointed with the number. You would say to me, Norman, you're right. Why don't you go and choose one of the key behaviors, 1, 2, or 3 of the key behaviors that's in the general section where we've put our culture and values. Because we've given this section the highest weighting, this would help drive up your scores. It would also help to reinforce the culture and the values that are in your organization. It would also help to drive the behaviors you're looking for in the organization. So to recap, section A is the general section where we put your culture and values and we give that the highest weighting. The next section is the section that comes from the job descriptions that looks at people's jobs, and we'd give that a rating of perhaps 20 or 30%. And the next section that has weightings is the metric section, which cuts down favoritism and bias. Then there's the freeform section, which looks at the nuances of people's jobs and the glue that keeps the team together that people seem to like. And finally, the forward-looking section, which does have a training element as part of it, that looks at the goal, looks at the plan to meet that goal, looks at the time frame to meet that goal, and how will the goal be tracked and measured. Now, we believe that that's the complete package that you would be looking for in performance management. It would help drive the culture and values of your organization. It would help drive the behaviors you're looking for in organizations. It would encourage the managers to have those conversations and what you're looking for. So finally, if you've found this conversation and this webinar of interest and you want to know more, please do email me. I can email you the presentation if you'd like. I can take you through the presentation again if you like, or you can go to my website, www.learn4s.com, which is there, and it will give you all the details, give you the costings, and give you more information about the way we can enhance and build your culture and values to help drive the behavior you're looking for, to meet the goals you're looking for, to upgrade the performance you're looking for in your organization. I'd really like to say a big thank you from all the people around the world in Spain, Brazil, South Africa, Oman, and Zanzibar, Atlanta, Georgia, Marcello. Great to see you all. I look forward to receiving emails from you. Please do email me. Let me know what you thought of the webinar. Let me know what other questions you've got. That's norman@learn4s.com. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye-bye.